As mentioned earlier, real-time bidding is a subcategory of programmatic media buying. It refers to the practice of buying and selling ad spaces through real-time auctions. More specifically, publishers make their ad spaces available for sale in ad exchanges, so that many advertisers can bid on them. The advertiser with the highest bid wins the auction, and his or her advert is instantly displayed on the publisher's website or mobile app. But let's see why publishers and advertisers participate in real-time bidding auctions. When it comes to publishers, they do so because they couldn't manage to sell their ad inventory directly to advertisers. That way, they can increase ad space fill rates, and hence generate some ad revenue. As for advertisers, they can take advantage of this situation to show ads to relevant audiences at a low cost. There are two types of real-time bidding auctions, the open auction and the private auction, which I will cover in greater detail in the next two lessons. Now let's see in greater detail how real-time bidding works. The entire process begins when an internet user visits a publisher's webpage that contains an ad space. Before the page loads, the publisher's site or app sends a message to the supply-side platform saying that there is an available impression for sale, so it basically triggers an ad request. Next, the supply-side platform collects information about the user such as location, web history, and demographics. The SSP also collects information about the ad space, such as ad format, dimension, and ad space position within the page. All those pieces of information are then passed on to the ad exchange, which relays the information to anyone seeking to buy ad spaces through real-time auctions such as DSPs and ad networks. Once the information is sent to those participants, the auction begins. In the meantime, demand-side platforms analyze the received information and check whether they match the campaign targeting criteria set by the advertiser. If not, the demand-side platform of that advertiser will step out of the real-time bidding auction. If yes, the demand-side platform will bid on that impression. It's worth mentioning that during the auction, hundreds of DSPs and ad networks may bid for that single impression. What happens next is that the supply-side platform receives all bids and picks the winner based on the highest bid. Next, the SSP requests the ad creative from the advertiser. Finally, the advertiser's DSP passes the ad creative to the publisher's SSP, which then serves it to the user. The fascinating thing about the real-time bidding process I have just explained is that it takes about 100 milliseconds to complete, that is a tenth of a second. By the time the publisher page loads, the auction is over, and the winning ad has already been served to the user. Another interesting fact is that the entire process is repeated every time the publisher's page loads. So, if the same internet user refreshes the page, a brand new auction will take place. It's needless to say that ad exchanges run billions or trillions of auctions every day. Obviously, that was an example of how real-time bidding works in a marketplace with just a few participants, so that you can quickly get the grips of it. However, there are usually more participants involved in the process. Now let's take an example of a real-time bidding process that involves an ad server, a creative management platform, an ad fraud detection platform, and a data management platform. More specifically, let's assume that the publisher uses an ad server that sells all premium ad inventory directly to advertisers, and the remnant inventory through real-time bidding auctions. Let's also assume that the advertiser had created banner ads within his creative management platform, had published the ad tags of the creatives to his ad server and demand-side platform, had wrapped the ad tags with additional code for ad fraud protection, and also uses a data management platform to target third-party audience segments. The process begins when a user visits a publisher's webpage that contains an ad space. The publisher's ad server checks whether that webpage contains premium ad inventory or not. After finding that it doesn't contain premium ad inventory, it sends a message to the supply-side platform saying that there is an available impression for sale. Next, the supply-side platform passes information about the user and the ad space to the ad exchange, which relays the information to demand-side platforms, and begins the auction. Once the ad exchange has passed the information to the advertiser, his demand-side platform will firstly check on the data management platform whether that user is in the third-party audience segment. If yes, it will give the demand-side platform the instruction to proceed. Next, the demand-side platform will check whether that impression is fraudulent through the ad protection solution. If everything is okay, the demand-side platform will place a bid in the real-time auction. If it wins the auction, the publisher's ad server will request the advertiser's ad creative. Next, the advertiser's ad server will get the ad creative from his creative management platform and pass it to the publisher's ad server, which will then show it on the publisher page. Even though more participants were involved in this example, the entire process still takes 100 milliseconds to complete.